evening, folks. Thought I'd add that. Fellow graduates, teachers and staff, parents, friends, and everyone in between. I used to be referred to as the kid from nowhere. All the kids from Lawrencetown thought I was from Bridgetown, and all the kids from Bridgetown thought I was from Lawrencetown. In reality, I was actually from Annapolis, more specifically Bear River. Pretty complicated. The first student I knew in my own grade was someone I had met at the town pool that previous summer. His name was Aaron Gillis. Although it's usually hard to find friends that'll stick to you in grade 7, let alone even have the guts to talk to you, I quickly found that people up here were quite friendly. Our middle level phase of high school was something that was very interesting, as it is for anyone. I remember the days where a bunch of us in a class would test our teachers to the limit to see how angry we could get them. If Miss Robertson is in the crowd, she will remember this. One time in grade 8, back up across the English classroom, just as a certain student in particular was standing on top of a desk, wielding some long forgotten object. I'm sure we can all figure out who that is. Hint, he is not here. Gotta push myself into the stage here. Alright. Back in grade 8, we were all surprised to see a strange girl arrive from Ganesh. For once, I was not the kid from nowhere without any friends. Not long after followed more additions to our awesome superpower. We added 2 Brits, a polite lady from Turkey, a crazy girl with cool hair, a young man from Auburn High, 2 Floridians, otherwise known as Florida State, and a quiet girl who always happens to know what's going on. The staggering variety of students and personalities we have is what makes us so awesome. We are all so different, yet so alike. You just gotta love that. Throughout our high school career, we have experienced insanity such as people throwing desks in class, using test tubes for PDR experiments to substitute sex organs, earth bash, powwows, dissecting dead animals to the point of overkill just for the fun of it, the hurricane, losing Kiefer, getting jumped, late night tours to Numinus for mass amounts of greasy food. I'm not talking 11 o'clock, I'm talking like 2 or 3 in the morning. Friendly brawls at any time, anywhere, anyone involved. Paintball, Dante and Mr. Melanson. You guys made great teammates and great targets as well. Gambling, with Monopoly money of course. Evading BRHS law, which was sometimes quite a challenge, but we somehow managed to get away with it. And of course, Dante. We are so proud and yet so saddened to say that you are graduating from high school with us. You provided experiences for us that I'm not sure would be otherwise possible. Who else could get away with having their class build potentially deadly wood launching devices? What about your mad turbo pun skills that you can use on the spot? It's crazy to think that you can throw a teacher off their lesson for the whole class by just asking if they went fishing on the weekend. All I can say is that they should have started up a comedy network based in your classroom. One for mature individuals, that is. After hearing all this, it's hard to believe that you may be the calmest standard driving teacher on the planet, even if the victim is your own car. I think I can speak for all of us when I say, Dante, you're awesome. And then Fishmaster, of course. Always remember, if someone ever tells you the fishing sucks, Mensa's fake. Everyone in the film class with Glennon would know that after all, 2 is better than 1, right? Although we may have had separate classes with him through the years, there's not a doubt in my mind that we have all witnessed, at one time or another, the symptoms of his progressive ADHD. Mr. Melanson gets more excited about movies and world history than I do about fire trucks. Speaking of the Melanson family, I'm honored to thank 2 individuals who have dedicated their time, laughs, and even their mental health sometimes for our benefit. Without their leadership, we would have been running around like a bunch of meat lovers at a vegan conference. So thank you, Glenn and Alexi Melanson. You guys are the best. We are so glad you decided to work at Little BRHS, even if it's no Oakland Drive. Alright, Sandra Michelle Freeman. You are quite the character. I figure I can call you Sandra now that we've been best buds since Advanced Math 11. Not to mention our fantastic slow dance. I know you remember. We will all miss your constant riffing on Bridgetown Regional High School's version of Romeo and Juliet. Before I forget, we have to thank the crew playing the golden instruments way in the back. I know they're sweating like pigs back there. Believe me, I know how you feel. Did that for 3 years, as a lot of us did. We rented some mega fans to try to lessen the suffering, but they're a little louder than we expected, so we can't exactly have them on. Gotta at least hear myself talk. Okay, let's talk for a minute about grad prank week. Normally there's just one day with one simple little prank, but this year we took it to a whole new level. Maybe a little too far. We camped out, filled the front foyer with balloons, created a wall of coffee cups, committed minor thefts, presented a live performance of Fear Factor for the school, turned the upstairs hallway into a Monopoly board, and of course, held a glorious petting zoo on the front lawn of the school. That's teamwork at its finest. However, we most likely would have been shut down after the first day when we were caught red-handed in the locked classrooms if it wasn't for our main man in the mighty fine suit, Steve Walker. Sir, you have allowed us to get away with so much through it this year, and we fully expect you to continue to lead the school in a fun and casual fashion. Thanks for that. It's also great to constantly know where your peers are as the days go by. A certain lady in particular, I'm sure we all know who she is, always manages to provide a verbal GPS location on our beloved chicken fried concrete king every time he happens to be out of the country on crucial business. Brian hiding back there. Okay, now for the sappy stuff. We've been waiting so long for this moment, it's difficult to even comprehend that it's here. I know you can comprehend now that you're sweating like unbelievably. We have gone through teenage dreams, romances, and even almost blew up a barbecue at the good old Cider Fest canteen. With the new generation taking over, we are the future. The world has changed, folks, and I truly believe that each and every one of us are ready for the challenges and opportunities it has to offer. In our small group of students, we have a few individuals who will leave a powerful legacy of great community leadership and bold environmental awareness. In the future of this graduate class, we have a true Clementine, a few great artists, a music conductor, a security guy, a high-ranking military official, a French-speaking criminologist, or two, a food guru, a couple of meager lifesavers, whether it's human or not, a firefighter or two, a paramedic, a few great back massages, some rebellious rockers, and all of the others that my brain cannot process right now. I can't wait to see the results of this next year. Guidance and punishment are two things that go hand in hand. Without the odd slaps on the wrist by my parents, I just may have been detained in Mexico on a charge of who knows what. In all seriousness, though, you guys are the reason we are all going to succeed. I know it's extremely difficult to believe, but teenagers have sometimes been known to be a tad reckless, and let's say impulsive. With that being said, Dad, I'm sorry for scratching the door of your truck way back when. I hope this will suffice as an excuse, but if you still want me to pay for it, well, I believe there's a can of red spray paint in the garage at work, just dandy. We all have the power within us to change the world. We all can make a significant difference, a change. Our peers have made quite a change within our school. Recently, we launched a campaign against a certain form of abuse in our school. Holly, how does that go? We are the grads of 2011 and we do not support what?
Bullying!
I'm sure we will never forget your teen spirit squealing down our hallways. To the graduates of 2011, I wish you all the best of luck in your future travels and experiences. I know we will all do great things. Over the past 5 years, we have built a fortified bond that words cannot break. We are a family, a mighty fine one at that. We have all made friends we will never forget, memories we would sometimes rather forget, and a future about to be written. We have had one hell of a ride and are now about to take the training wheels off. It's time to show the big boys what we can do. Our little final thing there, guys in the back and anybody who knows, fire up the wheelies.
said with Chris. What a great speech, by the way. That was wonderful. Thanks, Chris. We'd just like to give our teachers some tokens of our gratitude. And can we have Ms. Melanson, Ms. Freeman, and Mr. Melanson come up?
Finally, we'd like to present one more gift to possibly the coolest person in the room tonight. Actually, I'm not even sure if he's here. Is Luke here? Luke Melanson?
Luke's not here.
Luke isn't here, okay. Do you want to take the balloon for him?
Yeah, I have the microphone back now. This is indicative of this group. Right to the end, we never quite knew what they might do. They just take charge sometimes. Good job, Chris. Okay, a few announcements, and we're going to be finishing up. So, thank yous. First off to Mr. Bezanson and the band. Thanks very much, guys. Good job tonight. To the parent committee that has helped organize the graduation activities and attended all the meetings and helped with all the events for the grade 12s through the year. To the grade 12 homeroom teachers, they do a lot of work in the run of a year and certainly the last few weeks to get all this together. Thanks very much. In the office, we have Mrs. Foster and Mrs. Beckner, and again, straight out. I mean, they have had their heads down in paperwork and computer programs and putting things together and keeping us all on track. And it's a lot of hard work, and thanks very much, ladies. To the caretakers, we are always proud of how well maintained our building is and how cooperative those people are. And this is another example of how they just pitch in and look after things for us. The setup, the microphones, the podiums, it's all done for us. And it's extra work for them. So I'd like to thank them very much. The next person is probably downstairs. She retired, as I mentioned earlier, around Christmas time, and she's back this evening preparing the reception for us. Was in this afternoon and has got things all laid out there for us. So that's Mrs. Knickel. And to all of the others, I'm sure many other people that have helped out and contributed to this event, to the grad events, to the school in general. Thank you all very much. Your cooperation is very much appreciated. A couple of announcements. Photos can be taken following the ceremonies at the front of the auditorium. So after they march out, we'll march them right